through. They don't understand your praise. When they don't know what you have sacrificed. Those late nights when you wanted to quit. I'm talking to somebody. Those times when you were crying saying, I can't make it. You have a reason to celebrate. And let me tell you, with everybody trying to stop your shine, you cannot be stopped. And I'm going to quote the famous lines of the ubiquitous Sean P. Diddy Combs, can't stop, won't stop. Who am I talking?
A pleasant good night, one. A pleasant good night, all. How is everybody doing tonight? I see the Unstoppable family rolling out in full force tonight, coming out in numbers. All right, whichever platform you are on, I want to say a pleasant good night to you and welcome to another Unstoppable Live show tonight. All right, now before I proceed, I want to say this. You know, like how I say it every single night: share. But I'm going to put some special emphasis on it tonight. Share. All right. You know, I always have to big up Facebook because I'm here on Facebook right now and I'm looking, and immediately as the live kick off, me can see, because one of the features that I love with Facebook is very transparent. Me can see who share, when them share, where them share, all of that in the back office right here. So Vanessa Ritchie, thank you so much for sharing on Facebook. Shantana Brown, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. Let me see who else share over here so far, because yes, me can see it. KD, I just shared a few seconds ago. Thank you. Duyan, thanks for sharing as well. All right, so that simply means that you can't lie and say Unstoppable me share, because as soon as you share, it pop up on my feed in the back office and I'm able to see it. So that simply means say more everybody on Facebook for share the show right now to some groups, to your page, to your profile, to a friend. Share it to somebody so that, you know, the stream can get out there to someone else. And YouTube crew, you know, I would appreciate it if you share as well. All right, what you can do, you can share it to at least a WhatsApp contact. All right, invite a friend. Tell them, say, yo, Ewa, come on over and check out Unstoppable's program. All right, maybe they never heard of it before, but that is where you can play a part and invite them over to the stream. All right, Jillian, thank you so much for that super chat as soon as the show starts. I appreciate that, Jillian. Much love to you. All right, now, viewers, we are going to get into a topic that it's an emotional one. It's sad, it's upsetting, it's disturbing, it will anger you, it will have you feeling some type of way. But the caller that's here tonight and wants to share, even while she was telling me about the situation, she broke down in tears on the phone with me. Because every time that she talks about it, the wound opens. She's not the only one that has been through something like this. But one thing we can never do is compare anyone's pain to another person's pain, because that person is the one that's feeling the pain. Now, what this caller is about to share with us tonight, viewers, I want everybody to just listen, express some empathy, Be kind in your comments. Be respectful in your comments. And just listen as she releases this tension off her chest and frees her mind from this that has been bothering her for some time. The topic tonight, as most of you has already seen, it says, boy, it's sad. It's sad. The topic tonight says, my biological mom made me have sex with her boyfriend. I left Jamaica to go live with the devil. Now, just that within itself tells you how serious this topic is tonight. My biological mom made me have sex with her boyfriend. I left Jamaica to go live with the devil. That is what the caller tonight wants to share with us. And like I said, I want everybody to just be respectful in the comment section. Try and understand the pain, the hurt that she is feeling. And just listen. Before I get into the show tonight, I want to obviously pay the credits to the sponsors, and then we're going to get into it. All right? Tonight's show is brought to you by none other than Slam IPTV. All right, for channels all around the world, you can reach out to Slam IPTV, their WhatsApp number, or you can call them straight. It's 647-858-4337. Now, I personally use Slam IPTV, and I've got channels from everywhere. I have channels in Jamaica, channels from Canada, channels from the UK, and we're talking about live TV. Not only do they have live TV, but they also have movie section on it as well. Now, if you're going to reach out to Slam IPTV, I would recommend that you get the yearly package, because with the yearly package, it is a great deal. One-time payment, I don't have to worry about nothing until the following year. All right. And also with Slam IPTV, the good thing about it is you get a free month's trial, right, with the service. Right, and once you reach out, they will make sure that they hook you up. So you can reach out to them, like I said, at 647-858-4337, or via WhatsApp, or via Instagram or Facebook at slam_IPTV. All right, we also have our next sponsor here, Chrissy's Jerk Sauce. All right, now you hear Mama Jai the other day talk about Chrissy's Jerk Sauce and oh good the sauce tastes, and several other persons reached out to Chrissy and got their sauce, and people, I've gotten the feedback, and the people them said them love Chrissy's Jerk Sauce is tasting. If you haven't checked out Chrissy's Jerk Sauce yet, it's authentic Jamaican sauce. Reach out to Chrissy at 317-798-6131, all right, and get your sauce. Or you can visit the website at www.chriskitchengadget.com. Come get your sauce from an authentic Jamaican who's making an authentic sauce. All right. Now, with that said, we're going to get to the caller. But before I do that, I'm going to remind everybody the rules of this platform. You are never allowed to be disrespectful to my guest. You're not going to call her a fool, a dunce, a yamed, a idiot, a jackass, nothing like that. You are never allowed to be disrespectful to my guest at all. If you do so, you will be blocked by either myself or one of my moderators. All right. So with that said, just be respectful in the comment section. You can mix and mingle. You can talk to each other. You can share your opinion, but just keep it clean at all times. All right. Now, with that said, Carla, good night again. How are you?
Good night. How are
I can hear that you're almost sounding emotional already. I didn't start the waterworks, did I? I hope I didn't start that.
you? Almost did, but I'm gonna try to get through this.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. Good night, guys. Good night, everyone. I was contemplating if I'm gonna do this all weekend. Up until this morning, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be strong enough to do this. and I just started writing,
Mm-hmm.
and I wrote like 12 pages, and it's not even all of it, like just 12 outlines, not even words, just
Mm-hmm.
an outline. And I'm
Well,
like,
I do know,
I'm
I do know for sure it's not going to be easy for you to talk, because like you heard me mention earlier, telling them about, you broke down telling me a little part of it. You haven't even told me everything yet. So I know it's
yeah.
not easy for you to get into, but I'm going to give you the platform. And trust me, if you need to stop and take a break and breathe, we totally understand. All right? So go right ahead. The show is all yours.
Okay. Good night, guys. So I grew up in Jamaica in an inner city, and I was raised with my father. As we were in a single parent household. It was me and my sister. My mom left when my sister was only 3 months old, and I was 2 years old. Um, I was always I didn't like really remember her, but I was smart for my age. Like at 3, like I could take bus by myself, like from my community to like Reynolds Road. I don't know. I really, really was smart. Like I was reading even at 3 years old. So like I think that's like the first time I came into my subconscious of learning about God, because one day after basic school, my dad used to leave me with this lady, and I'm like, I'm gonna jump her fence and go home to my house, at 3. And I did it. I took the bridge and I crossed home, and I went home, took my clothes off and sat down. And when my dad come home, he was like, how did you get home? How did you go home? And I told, I don't remember what I said, but I remember I got a beating. And I'll never forget that beating because two things. He beat me with a jump rope, and it left a scar on my left cheek. I still have that scar to this day. And that's when he told me that I should never lie to him because God don't like liars. And I was young and I was really like what's God? Like who's this? And but he tried his best to explain it to me, and I promised myself I'm just gonna try to do right. Like he didn't really have any problems with me after that. But after a while, my dad is very stern. He's very, very militant, like very, very stern. And I remember, like even as young as 6, he would tell me I had to protect my sister, like, oh, you have to protect your sister. And I always felt kind of bad because my mom left at 3 months, and people used to pick on her and call her lean face. They like were really mean to her.
Just take your time.
Um,
No rush. Just take your time.
okay. Um, so my dad, like, whenever something like she did something wrong, I would always get beaten. He would never beat her. He said because I'm the oldest one, he's going to beat me. I never felt that was right, but that was his way of parenting. And one day I remember something really confused me. My sister had a bunch of pencils and she gave me one. And I don't remember, like I can't really recall like what exactly he said to me, but pretty much the he made it seem as if I stole the pencil from my sister. And I got a beating, and he beat me with the belt, but he didn't even fold the belt. He used the belt buckle and hit me and bust my forehead. And that it confused me because I'm like, oh, this man just made something up on me and he hated me. I never get this. Um, I just felt like he targeted me. So another time, this was like maybe when I was 10, 11 years old, maybe 10, yeah, 10. There's a whatnot, and he said I moved $10 from off this bottom part. $10. Remember the $10, the client money,
Mm-hmm.
that I moved it and put it on top of the top part. And again, I didn't know what he was talking about. That man beat me so bad, like fractured my arm, like beat me and kicked me up all along, and I'm so confused. I'm feeling like, what did I do? Like, what is it about me? Because I'm saying these things aren't happening. Like these things are, I'm not doing them, and you're telling me that I'm doing them. Like I'm trying to tell you, and especially, I'm young. I'm making up my mind to like I'm going to do good because of the whole God situation. You know. So my sister, she was always kind of weird. She never had friends, and she used to always stay around me. So if you saw me, you saw her. And like I love my sister. I never, I love her because she never, like I said, she never known a mother. I remember changing my sister diaper when she was 2 years old and I was young as four. I never do it good, but I love my sister, and I didn't mind her hanging around me. But I never knew my sister was the biggest enemy in my life, and I just recently found that out, like 2 3 years ago. Biggest enemy. My sister made my life what it was. And all these stories I'm telling you, she was the one that was setting me up my entire life and watched me get punished. Like she took interest in it because my dad preferred her over me. And she didn't want to, like, because I guess I was smart, like in my schoolwork and stuff. And I don't know. She just didn't want to. She felt like he used to say like, "Oh, she's smarter than you, and you need to try." But she was the one that was setting me up. I never suspected her of any of this at all. Because I always gonna protect her. But there was one time in my childhood, I got hit by a car, and I got hit by a car, and she witnessed it, and she didn't move. Like you'd think like your sister got hit by a car, you'd run like, oh my God, my sister got hit by your car. She just stood. I will never forget that look on her face and just stared at me. She didn't move. She went home and she went to sleep. My dad came home and he asked her, like, where's your sister? Oh, she's like, yeah, she got hit by her car. And my dad was, like, and again, he didn't do anything to her, like he just let it go, you know, and I always got it. I always got it. I don't know why. She would always tell me that my mom is gonna we're gonna leave Jamaica soon, but we never had a good life. Like I think people think because our mom was in foreign, it was easy, and that was furthest thing from the truth. My mom sent $50 here and there. We suffered. I don't even think I knew how real chicken tastes until I came to America. We suffered, but I did not. Um, I didn't let that bother me. Like, nobody wouldn't really. No, it was just the beatings that I couldn't take. So in 2003, I turned 12, and my life took. This is when my life just took a turn for the worse. And I wanted to talk to my mom so bad. Like I wanted a relationship with my mom. And one night I was hanging out with this girl in the community. I went to a party. I think it was Boxing Day. I'll never forget. And I knew I should have been hanging out with her because she was kind of fast, But I don't know. I still, whatever. I against my better judgment, I went and hung out with her. And there was this guy there, and he was talking to me, and he was like, and I was like, oh, can I borrow your phone to call my mom? And he was like, yeah, yeah, sure. Call me, like, you got to come around here and use it. And like my dad sheltered me. We didn't go anywhere. Like we just went to school and home. I didn't know anything. Like my dad would leave like books for me to read, like books on top of books. So I didn't have anywhere. So I really was naive to people. I was like 3 years old in my head. I was really naive. So I went along with this guy, and he tried to have sex with me. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And like inserted his thing and like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, you told me you had sex with her." I'm like, "No, I didn't." Like, I don't know, like, what's that? And he was like, "Oh, you're a virgin." And I'm like, "Yes." Like, what did you do? I never told anybody anything about it because I was scared of my father. Like, I couldn't talk to him because So I kept it a secret, and then I okay. So he met this woman, and this is when it even got worse. This woman was super nice. Like when she started to come in, and she had two kids, and I mean, like she flipped. So we grew up in church, and we grew up in a Pentecostal church. He decided to take us from this church and put us into this church with this woman, which was a Seventh Day Adventist church. And I begged him, I'm like, Daddy, I don't want to go to that church because, it was a complete different type of Christianity. And he whatever, he said, you're gonna go. So I had a diary, and I wrote in my diary, and it wasn't nothing. I just wrote, like, literally, like how I'm telling you. Like, I did not want to go to the church. I don't think it's fair that he's forcing me to go to a church that I don't want to go to, and it's completely different from the church that I grew up into. Like I said, back then I did not just think my sister was behind any of this. So I'm thinking this man has a target on me. So I guess I don't know what she told the lady. That's the stepmother. I don't know what she told the lady. And the lady come and she tell my father whatever. The man put on him shoes and him give me some kick. The man give me some kick. The man kick me up like me a football. The man give me some kick. The man beat me. The man beat me and just tell me some never want to go to church no more. And he started to get like really mean. Like he would tell me to kill myself. Like I should just walk up in traffic and kill myself. And I think he was just getting fed up. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. He would tell me to walk out into traffic and kill myself. And that he don't like me because I remind me of my mom. And I remember like one time he said to me, and it hurt my feelings so bad because like I always felt like something was wrong with me because he was like, oh, you're not gonna be a good person when you grow up. Kids are impressionable. And I'm trying to be a good person because, he had told me about God from up three, and I'm literally trying to be a good person. He was like, you're not going to be a good person when you grow up. Your sister is going to be a better person than you. She's going to be the one to take care of me. And, that like stuck with me, too. So going to this church led to me getting sexually assaulted again. So this is the first time I had, the first time the first rape happened. Never said anything to anybody. I caught chlamydia, and I had to shut my mouth for the entire year. Like, I don't know how I went through something like that. So my second sexual assault was because I went to this church. The lady has a friend at the church, and unstoppable. I'm gonna say this church name. I don't care because this church is filled with pure wicked people, and they contributed to a lot of my mental illness. This Balcom Drive Seventh Day Adventist Church, and there was a pastor in there, or a deacon or whatever. One day I was home with him. I don't know if we're alone or whatever it was because it was like two rooms, and he was watching his wife wedding video. We were watching his like wedding video, and by the end of the video, this man was like maybe in his 30s, pushed his tongue down my throat and have sex with me. the deacon. And again, I can't say nothing to my father because I told this man I didn't want to go to this church. This man beat me up. I don't know who to trust. I don't know what to say. So I started to run away. I just, I felt like, because I never had sex, and here I am, my two first sexual experience.
And at this
His,
point, you were 13. You said.
yes, I was 13. So the first time was 12, and I was 13 the second time. So the lady just hated me. I don't know why. And I don't, like, I think my sister was feeding her information because my sister's a great actor. I did not think I did not find out this woman it hated me up until 2 years ago. Because I just loved her, you love somebody, I don't see any wrong. I'm like, no, there's no way she's gonna do me wrong. Like, I take care of her. Like, I didn't eat. Sometimes I wouldn't even eat lunch. I would bring her home lunch so she could eat. Like, no, you eat, I will eat, and I would think I like, yeah, I'm gonna take the beating for you. Like, yeah, let me take it for you. I'm the older one, I'd rather me take it than you. Um, One night him come home and beat him and wake me up. I don't even remember what. Just imagine me waking up in your sleep and then give me some lick with one of my church shoes. Them say, oh, me kiss boy at church, and like blood starts splat. Blood just everywhere, blood everywhere. And I don't even know what's in my top box yet at this time now, because I'm like, him no weird, him just wake up and just beat me. Him just start beat me. So one day at church, me and the girlfriend had the stepmothers. We had a disagreement. She came. I was talking to someone, like arguing with someone, and she came in, like she put herself in it. I'm like, I wasn't talking to you. I didn't really say it. I literally said I wasn't talking to you, but she didn't like that I say that. So she hurry up and she run down after church on a Saturday. She run down to go tell my father, because anything she say, man, if you are two kids, I might call him daddy, and he might tell me for go walk off in a car and kill myself. So yeah, when I come down, I'm gonna come on the day and beat me up and send me a shop. Well, me disrespect woman and blah blah blah. So I'm not coming back home. I'm like, I'm not coming here. I can't take this no more because, mind you, all of this is happening to me, and I'm like, why me? Why? What am I doing? I still cannot figure it out. So I went to one of my cousin's house in Red Hills. I walked from my community to Red Hills that night to one of my cousin's house, and this cousin, his mom is in foreign, and that's my dad's sister. So my dad's sister called my mom, and everybody was getting on my mom like, no, you need to take them. You need to take them up. This man have them from long time. What you doing? Because this time I'm 13, about to probably be 14. So this one night, this one of the beatings I remember before I left Jamaica. My something with my sister. She lost a chain, and I was gonna take the beating for her like I always do, but I think my dad was drunk and he attacked her, and I wasn't used to seeing that, and I felt so bad like for her because it beat her button and left a scar in her back. Um, so my stepmom, she manipulated us into kids because my dad used to fight her also, and she manipulated us to go to school and tell the school like, oh yeah, he's abusing us. It was a whole thing, like a whole thing. I almost got expelled out of school, and I passed for like a really really good school, and I almost got expelled from that school because of that entire thing. And we was in a group home for like 2 weeks, and until like my dad, when we got out, he was like, oh, I'm gonna change. I'm not gonna deal with that lady anymore. XYZ. She started coming back around like not too long after that. And I don't know. I was at her
how much
house.
older was your sister at the time?
She was 2 years younger than me.
Oh, she
She's
was
2 years,
younger.
almost 3 years younger than me. Yeah, like 2 years, a couple months younger than me. Yeah.
Hmm.
So she had to be 11. So
Okay. So
we
the
started to.
your
Huh?
stepmother, before you continue, your stepmother at the time, is it a case where she just didn't like you at all?
Yeah, I didn't think she. I just don't think. I don't know why she liked me. She didn't like me. She was jealous after my father in that relationship
Mm-hmm.
because I remember like when they started dating. I wasn't friendly because I was used to not a woman in the house. I was used to just it being me and my father
Mm-hmm.
and my sister. So I like I'm like okay, like I don't know you, like so she pretended to be nice, but she didn't like me. It was just an act. It was really just an act to let me get my guard down and throughout my entire life the people I surround myself with, that's been my entire life. They don't like me and I'm so used to being in that like space. That's
Mm-hmm.
all I surround myself with.
All right, before you continue, we're at the 30
Mm.
minute mark. I'm going to give you a water break so you can take your break, and I'll come right back to you after I
Okay.
pay the credits, okay?
Okay.
All right. I want to welcome everybody here tonight. If tonight is your first time tuning into one of Unstoppable Lives program, please jump in the comment section, introduce yourself as new, and let the regulars welcome you to the show. All right. If you're new here, just jump in the comment section, say I'm new, and the regulars will welcome you. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Just mix and mingle in the comment section. We want you to feel like you're a part of the conversation. I want to also say thank you to the persons that has contributed to the show so far. All right, over there on YouTube, thanks to Jillian for sending in a super chat contribution. Iridata, thank you so much for that super chat contribution as well. Manuela, thank you so much for that contribution. And Joy Blackwood, thank you so much for your super chat contribution. It is appreciated. I want to say thank you to Christine Hall for sending in a Cash App contribution. Christine, that is appreciated as well. And Irma Beckford, thank you so much for sending in a PayPal contribution. It is appreciated. Now, YouTube, you know me on a problem already. We only have one problem. We always only have one problem. And I'm here and I saw where Princess Cher has been pleading with Uno, say please get the likes up. Nobody make Unstoppable have to pause the show for Uno get the likes up. And we are at that point right now where I feel like me have to do it because we're at almost 600 people listening and we only have 200 likes. We shouldn't have to be doing this every show. So please and thank you, get the likes up to at least $350 to at least 350 and we get back to the show. All right, let's get the likes up. When we see the like button moving, then I will get back to the show. All right, well, let's not punish Facebook and Instagram for this. YouTube do better. The more you interact with the stream is the more YouTube will recommend it and send it out to other persons. All right, so if you are here and you have not clicked the like button as yet, please click the like button. Kenneth Bailey, thank you so much for that super chat, my brother. I appreciate it. All right, let's get the likes up, people. Come on, we can do better than that. 200 likes, that's not suitable at all. Let's go. You can do it. All right, once you click the like button and we get the likes up, I will resume the conversation with the caller right now. All right, we shouldn't have to do this every single show night. All right, let's go. 268 likes. We can do better than that. Let's go. Instagram, big up yourself. Thank you so much for smashing up the heart over there. Facebook, thank you so much for smashing it as well. I do appreciate that. Let's go. We can get the likes up. YouTube. Come on, Uno alone. We are waiting upon. The caller is ready. She wants to continue. Let's go. All right. Tonight's show is brought to you by none other than Slam IPTV. All right. Slam IPTV. You can reach out to them on Instagram at slam_IPTV or on Facebook at slam_IPTV. The number you can reach out to Slam is 647-858-4337. You can call them straight or you can send them a message on WhatsApp. If you want great TV stations, Slam IPTV is who you need to reach out to. If you want to taste Chrissy's jerk sauce, all you have to do is call Chrissy on 317-798-6131 and get a sample of how great this jerk sauce is. And by sample, I mean so if you call Chrissy and say, Chrissy, more off a sample it and then me order. No, just call up Chrissy and place your order and get this awesome tasting all Jamaican jerk sauce in your kitchen so that you can get to taste what it tastes like. I've had it and it tastes awesome. All right, and for everybody else who don't get it, them reach out and them say unstoppable. The sauce is awesome. So now wait pan. Add a couple sauce to the Christmas. All right, Instagram the number 317-798-6131. That's Chrissy's jerk sauce right there. All right, we are 310 likes over there on YouTube. We still await. Let's go. We want 20 more likes and we're going to resume the conversation with the caller. Caller, my sound fear, right?
Hello.
If they're listening, they
Yes.
should be able to at least give it the likes. No,
Yes.
it's free and it's easy to do. So when we get the 20 more likes what we need, we're going to get back to the conversation. While the caller need a little break anyway, you know. So no mind, the caller need a little water break so she can relax and, you know, get into the rest of it. And if you think you hear nothing yet, you hear nothing yet. All right? You hear nothing yet. 309, let's go. Let's get the likes up. Hit that like button, people. Every single show night, you make me have to do this. We shouldn't have to do this. If we have almost 600 people watching, 300 likes should be the easiest thing for the show to get. All right? All right, Mikhail, big up, big up, big up. All right, Carla, let's get right back into it. Sorry I had to hold you out for so long, but them people here, we don't know why them have to make me do this a show night, pan show night, you know? But let's continue.
Okay, so I was at the group home, right? Yes. When we got out the group home, because I told you this lady had her whole plan to make sure we got in there. That's the stepmother. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be done with her." I thought this was it, where he would have really been done with her. I don't really remember what happened. What happened to where I had to run away. I run away to my grandpa's house in Ochi. And when my grandpa called them, my grandpa called them, and my grandpa was like, "Come down here, I want to talk to you." This is his father, and he bring the woman. My grandfather ended up on cuss out the woman. My grandfather kind of rude, and he cursed out the lady really really bad, and she didn't like that. So when we was going back, and I think we were in a park in Ochi. I don't really remember the name of the park. The man closed him fist and lick me dead in my face and beat me. And some man out there for say, "What you do, my youth?" Your sister, me like 30, I'm like 99 pounds. The man closed him fist and beat me. My sister ran away too, and nothing. I was always the beaten stick in my family. This whole thing led like it leads to us moving to St. Anne for a little bit, and I didn't like down there because I just didn't like down there. There was too many people in the house, and one day I came back up to town to come get some of my stuff because I was about to go to school in St. Anne. I was going to go to Fern Court, and when I come down there, I had a biological sister down there, and she just came and she started cussing me off. And again, I'm like, "Why me?" I just left from maybe 5 hours, and I came back straight down to St. Anne. And by the time I come back down, she cussing me off, telling me there was a nasty rumor going around saying my dad raped me and I had an abortion for him. And for the life of me, I don't know who started. This woman started a rumor. That's the stepmother. But I'm like, how did it end up down there? At that time, again, I said I did not suspect my sister. Now she was the one. She was the one, and then my sister, that my other biological sister. We have an older biological sister down there, and I'm talking about my youngest sister. She was the one that brought that rumor down there because she was used to talking behind my back about me to people, and she stole $500 from my sister, and somehow they thought it was me. I never felt so embarrassed because my older sister, it led me to never speaking to that older sister again. This older sister even tried reaching out, and I can't. That whole situation, I don't trust my older sister because even though that wasn't true, and I explained that to her, it's just I was your younger sister, and you tried to kick me when I'm down. Like I could never. I just don't see you as my sister. You're my dad's child, and that's just too far, just too far for me. And we end up moving back home to Kingston because my grandfather came down and he was like, no, you need to come get your kids. And that's to my father, like, what are you doing? Blah blah blah. And he's like, okay, whatever. So somehow I end up at this lady's house again. This is a stepmother. And she had sex in front of me with a man where she meets the man named the man I'm a father named too. And she never do it in front of your pin of them because she have two other pin of them. And she them in the other room, she did it in front of us. As a child, that was so disturbing to me. Extremely disturbing because I'm like, why would someone do this, And I went beside the mom and got up. I'm gonna say, yes, I'm going to go tell him, like this is going to be it. Like he not gonna talk to her no more. I don't know what she said or how she flipped it. The man said I have to go because me not gonna mash up me and the woman. You have to go. You have to go. Me at 14 and up. Probably I'm not even yeah, probably about 14. Probably just turned 14. So we're not 2005 now. And it was like you have to go because you're not going to mash up me and my woman. So I ended up like at the bottom part of my community, and this part is more dangerous, with a cousin on my mother's side of family. I mean, I have other cousins, so I had to share a bed with my older boy cousin. And every night, him try to push feet with inside of me. Every single night until I was there. That man, every single night, he tried to rape me. It was just like, only reason he never got away with it is because my cousin was on the other bed, and even to then, I'm like, man, maybe it's something about me. Like, maybe I'm just, because I'm a child. I'm shocked. I don't even know nothing about sex. I really people understand. I'm like, maybe it's just something about me. Maybe I'm just born to just be this person. I don't know. And then that entire year, I missed an entire year of school. When my stepmom came in my life, that was the first time I missed a day of school. I was the girl that had perfect attendance. Rain, snow, shine, hurricane, I'm at school. But when that lady come in my life, 1 year of school I missed. And so my cousins them in Florence, they're like, no, they started getting on my mom. They're like, you need to take her. She's 14. She's a big girl and she can't live like this. And so two of my cousins came down and got me. My two of my cousins. And I went up there. Not the right way, but I ended up there. But wait, before I went up before I go up, wait, let me tell you. Before I go up, I went back upstairs, up to my house, and the woman there, that's the stepmother. I'm gonna know, oh, she know, like me, I go away now. But I was like, I don't trust her. So I was like, no, I'm gonna play nice, but not even gonna act like, I'm not even gonna act like fake. I'm like, oh, I'm not even gonna show her my true face, like, what y'all talk to me for. So I'm saying, I'm fake it with her, because I don't trust her. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna get her fake get with me, I go away. So my cousin must have woke up and then never wake up and then never see me. So my mom called and she tried to spin a story like I went up there and I'm trying to explain to her that what are you talking about? Like, no, I didn't do that. So, I'm like, look, lady, leave me alone. I'm trying to tell you, no, I didn't do that. So she gets in a rage like my mom. She was like, just forget the whole thing. Just forget the whole thing because you disrespect me. You disrespect me. I'm like, okay, I'm like, the way she was acting, I'm like, okay, like, I'm not about to beg you because if you abandoned me you left when I was 2 years old. And if you don't see the need, just for some, because I said, look here, lady, if that's what you feel like, hey. So anyways, my dad called her and he was like, no, you need to, take her and come. So, um, we come now in America. So I'm gonna come the first time and see her, like everybody happy, but she was kind of standoffish, but we went to her little efficiency in her little efficiency apartment. It was like a little one room and it was
No,
really, really tiny. Like where I lived.
keep us up with this now. So you went to America at what age? so we can follow along.
14, still 14, still
Okay, so
14.
at
So
14
this
you
is
left.
August,
Okay.
August 2005. So, and
And
after I escaped all of that in Jamaica.
this is after not seeing your mother for how many years? Because you said she left you at 2.
Yes, I never seen my mother.
And
So
you
last
never
time 2 years old when she left Jamaica.
Okay, so this
It's
is
my
the
first
first
time in
time
her
you're seeing her again.
first time ever
Okay.
again.
All right.
And I didn't
Continue.
even really know her voice sound because she didn't really call a lot throughout the years. So this is the first time really meeting my mother.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was a little stand up. She was. It was. I don't know. It was just weird the night. My family seemed happy to see me, and one of my aunties, she was really nice. You know, she was really nice. So my cousin and I, he and I are around the same age, and we were really close in Jamaica. You know, we used to stay up and we used to talk to each other. You know, share secret and stuff like that. So you know, we was really close. So when I got up, I used to go to their house. Like the first week, I was at their house, you know, like staying with them because they wanted to show me like stuff and teach me about America and stuff like that. You know, but my mom, and plus my mom place was small. I didn't feel comfortable really being there. You know, so she came and the next day she came and picked me up from my cousin's house. You know, and when she came to pick me up, she she started complaining. She was like, "Oh, I not have no money. I may have to take my money and help you." And this was also strange because the lady didn't even ask me what's your favorite color. How was Jamaica? Not. This is like what she's saying to me when she came and picked me up, you know. And my family don't help me, so I immediately started to feel like, you know, like I'm a burden. And she took me to the store and she bought me 2 shirts, and I'm like, okay, this is it because when I come up, I only had like, I didn't bring anything from Jamaica. I bring like 3%, 3 pants. And who tell me to say that? She cuss me, she cuss me, she cuss me, she cuss me. She said, me not have the money. I mean, if me never have to help you, and you're too ungrateful and blah, 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 and blah, or whatever. So maybe that same night I end up back at my cousin's house and I was using a computer. And you know, I was showing them stuff on there. They were so surprised. They're like, my aunt, one of my was just like, oh my god, she's so smart. She could use a computer because I think they presume because I came from an inner city, I wouldn't be able to know how to read and stuff like that. But I went to a good high school in Jamaica, and you know, I was really smart.
Mm-hmm.
So they were really shocked. You know, they were really shocked and impressed. But now, like looking back, my mom in the corner, vex up, and full. She not said nothing. You know. But I never really take it for nothing. You know, so when we left the night and we in the car, the woman started saying, you see you, girl. From the day I stepped in America, my mom never called me by my name. My mom never called me by my name. I'm either a gal or the B word or a whore. She never called me by my name. Never, ever. The only time I hear my name called is like when she's talking me to other people and she has to put on her fake persona. So she came the night and she was like, "Oh, she cursed me out when we got into the car. Like, you're putting me down with my family. What is she talking about? You know, like I don't know what she's talking about. I'm like, she's crazy. So but I started to notice a pattern. Like, anytime people would give me any form of attention, she would get mad. So another example of this, I have an uncle in California. He's an actor. He's like a D-list actor. You know, he's like playing little movies and stuff. He came. This is on my father's side. So he came down to Fort Lauderdale. I have an auntie in Fort Lauderdale side. These are my father's siblings. And he said, I would love to meet my niece. You know, can you come up? And he was showing me, he was like, hi, you know, to my mom. He just said, hi, how are you? And the man, you know, he was like, come over here. And he started showing me a bunch of pictures, like Oprah and him, you know, like a bunch of celebrities and Chris Brown. And he was like, you could keep that. And my mom just stormed out. She's like, oh, you ready? You ready? She just stormed out. And when I tell you, I didn't know what to do. I'm just there standing like, should I go or should I stay? Because I don't think the man did, you know, I don't know, because it's my first time.
Mm-hmm.
So when I didn't go behind her, she come in the house and she's like, "Oh, you're ready. Come on." Again, the woman gave me a piece of cussing at the gas station. I would never forget. She cussed me. She's like, and if it was, I don't want to use the man name, but she was like, if I'm a man, it would have my back, and you don't have my back. This lady don't even, like I said, to this day, this lady don't even know. Um, my favorite color. Nothing, 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 nothing. So she started to isolate me. Like within the first 3 weeks, she isolated me from people. You know, she lived in a little efficiency, and I was sleeping on a couch when I came here. Um, that room was so small. It wasn't even a one bedroom apartment. It's efficiency. My mom been gone since I was 2 years old, and I'm 14. And this is how I'm living in America. I still don't judge her for it. You know, I'm like, cause I know people, I understand, you know, and I always wanted a mother. So I'm like, whatever. Um, so she started to tell me about her family. You know, she was like, "Oh, you shouldn't trust them. They put me down all the time. They be calling me duns and they show off on me." Like she's always trying to like say stuff about her family and they won't help you and whatever. But I'm like, you know, I never really bought into that because I'm like, no, because they came to Jamaica and got me. So no. Anyways, when I didn't treat my family how she wanted me to treat them, she started to talk bad about me and like say like make them think I say stuff about her, but because she isolate me, you know, they're not gonna believe me. They don't know me. You know, I'm telling you, I was miserable. This like I never did anything like for that 2 months. Like she just I was miserable. She made me go to work with her. You know, because I wasn't allowed to do anything like anything. So I called my dad one day. And no, she said, oh, she cursed me off and said, you lucky you on the couch. You lucky you not in Jamaica, blah, blah, blah. So I called my dad. And and I was telling him something and he called her and I don't know what the conversation like transpired outside between both of them. When she came back in, she had when I tell you she had this demonic look on her face. And she was like, you know, she looked at me and she said, you say you look a girl, you always like one like you're somebody, but you're not nobody. Your father tell me say you have to provide for yourself, you know, you have to do what you have to do. I'm like, what is she talking about? Yes, so she said "Yeah, them girl have to do what them have to do. And still I still did not even get her. So and she hold on, let me see. She the reason why she got away with that statement because I didn't trust my dad, you know, because of what transpired between us in Jamaica. So I'm like, I don't know, that's not true. There's no way my father could tell you that because he wouldn't even allow that. But I don't know. I didn't trust him. And she was like, yeah, them call you Moscow mattress. Like, I guess this is the era that I used to stay in. And this is my mother, you know, talk to me. And you have nobody. And you know, and I'm like, what is this lady talking about? It's only 2 times I've had sex. She didn't even ask me about none of these sexual assault. So one day, my third time getting sexual assault, and this might be really, really hard for me to talk about. 1 second. I was in the bathroom and she came inside the bathroom and she was like, she's gonna teach me how to bathe, which was I found that strange.
Now,
So she used the
now for
bathroom.
those not following along, by she you mean your mother?
My biological mother, the woman who left me.
Okay.
And so she said she's gonna teach me how to bathe myself. So she was bathing me, and that scrubbing was so hard. It was so hard. I could never. She and you know so hard, and she pulled something out. It looked like a penis to me. I didn't know what that thing was. I'm older now. I know what it is. It's a douche, you know. But back then, it was, and you have like small douche, but this wasn't no small douche. This was some big. I don't even know. Like that was like a penis. Like it was super big. And she tried to insert it into me. I felt so violated, you know, like, and she was like, shut the hell up. You're bigger than this. Shut up. We are talking about 14. Third time something's been inserted into me. 13. She took like all my dolls from me. And when I tried to tell her like I never like did anything, she said, shut the hell up. You're that man big body. Call me a liar. And something inside of me that day like just broke because here I am coming from Jamaica with one parent that didn't like me. And then I came into a parent that I didn't know how to face that. I really didn't know how to face that. But to that day, I was like, oh, I'm nothing, like, so I just need to do what they say because I'm the problem. And I felt so disgusted, like I'm nothing, I'm a whore. And nobody loved me, nobody would listen. Nobody would listen. A couple days later, I seen this was the only time my mom was nice to me. This day, and this day only. This is the only time my mother was nice to me in my life. She got up and she went and she bought me a bunch of clothes. Um, she bought me food. She was so nice and she was telling me about herself and she asked me about herself. Later in the day, she called me into her room and she ordered me to perform oral sex on her man. When I tell you I was shocked, I was just like standing there. Like, this is why this lady was nice to me. I just felt defeated. I couldn't go back to Jamaica. I couldn't go tell the police I was illegal here. I didn't know what to do. And I wanted her love so bad. I did it. I and she was right there. She let him have sex with me. This lady even put a condom on, saying, "Oh, I don't want you to get pregnant." Third time having sex. First time being introduced to oral sex by my biological mother. All my sexual experience at that time were all rape. And I can't believe my mother was the perpetrator. My mom just sold me out like I was nothing. The third time it happened, like the third day, I was like, no, I'm not doing this because I grew up in a I grew up in a Christian environment. And I said, no, I'm not doing this. I trust God. Screw you. I don't care how she's going to treat me, but I trust God. I'm like, I'm not doing it. So the man came the night and his nasty self going to talk about, do you want some? I was like, no. Well, I was on the couch. Leave me alone. Um, so, all right, I print out this term. I'm going to say this term a lot, and it's gaslighting. And my mom did this a lot to me. I know a lot of people don't know what it is, but I'm going to read it. It's a form of psychological abuse in which narcissistic personality people systematically undermine other people's mental state by leading them to question their perception of reality. Narcissists use lies and false information to erode their victims' belief in their own judgment and ultimately their sanity. Common gaslighting techniques come in form of denying and projecting after an abusive incident. So that's what gaslighting is. So the next morning when we woke up, she attempted to gaslight me, my mother. She attempted to look me in the face and, oh, God put it on my heart and certain thing is not right. I don't want you to have sex with my husband anymore. Because God put it, whatever. But I just felt so worthless, and I was like, I don't even ever want to talk about this. I'm gonna lock it away, and I'm never, ever gonna speak about it again. So, um, she and her family started to bully me. I don't know. This is when she probably told the sister certain stuff about me, because I remember her sister looked at me and said, I look black and disgusting and I'm ugly and my mom needs to bleach me. And my mom burst out laugh right in front of me. Like burst out laugh. I couldn't believe it. This is the first time burst out laugh. And so when I did say like confront her about it, she's like, "Oh, I never heard that." More gaslighting. They deny everything. Um, so she took me to the doctor, and in Florida, you can't come into the room when the child is a certain age, because remember I told you I had a sexual disease when I from 12 years old. I had got
Mm-hmm.
medication for it, but it wasn't cleared up all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So the doctors, they asked me, and it wasn't the doctors in Jamaica fault. They're like, "Why isn't this cleared up?" I was like, "I didn't take all my medication." And they're like, "Oh, like you've been with this so long." They like ran like a whole bunch of studies. Like, I don't think you're ever gonna have children because you've been with this thing for so long. It's been like 3 years. And I was like, "Oh, okay," but it cleared up. But she was angry that the doctor didn't let her in the room because of what she done. So she was scared. She called one of her friends over and embarrassed me. And she lied and said like I didn't want to let her in the room and that I had herpes. My own mother, like, and just sit right there. And it wasn't really anything. Like, it's just that I told her what the doctor said. It's just that she was angry she couldn't be inside the room.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so this is all like within the first 3 months of me coming to America. In the first 3 months. So she didn't get me into school, and I guess her family started to saying that she needs to get me into school, and she started to get angry, like, "Oh, nobody's not helping me." I think she didn't want me to go to school because I wanted to go to school, because I was like, "Yeah, I want to go to school." I want to get away from you. So we ended up going to a school by the house, and there was a Jamaican guidance counselor. I don't know. God always look out for me. God always look out for me. I never have family member, but God always look out for me. And the lady there, she used to go to Fern Court, and she knew me. And I told her about the school that I went to in Kingston, and she just enrolled me in the school like that. Enrolled me. Nothing. Like I had no papers. Nothing. I was supposed to repeat a grade school because remember I told you I missed a year in Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
and when she called the school for the transcript, they wouldn't give her my transcript, and she didn't push me back. She was like, "I'm not putting you back," and I never, like, when I tell you God look out for me, I went to my right grade, so I missed all of eighth grade, but I still went to ninth grade because I'm still 14 now. I still end up, so in the first 3 months, I went to school after, so that was like a big like relief when I got out of the house. So she would terrorize me. My mom like enjoy seeing me in pain. Like she would spur so much lies. Like she would, because I didn't do what she wanted to do, have sex with her husband. She turned up her abuse. She would buy me used panties at garage sales, used bra, used clothes. She would stop buy me sanitary napkin. Um, she would tell me that that's not her problem. But she know how to act in front of people because she isolated us from her family, and she buy the clothes them to where they wouldn't know. So, and like she you let me tell you something. When I drink pipe water from me at 14 up until me at 20, she would not even buy water because water in a foreign were 33 cents because she said I drink too much water, she cannot afford it. And she and her man would buy cases of water and bring it to another room, and I was not allowed to touch anything. Like, and if people come, they will go to the room and get. I don't know how people never found that strange. Like, why do you guys have water in your bedroom? But that's how it was. I don't know how I still did good in school. Like somehow I still graduated high school with honors. Like I never make straight A's, and nothing. She wouldn't say anything. But there's this one traumatic event in my life. The first time I really had sex, like where I actually um consented. It was with a boy that was 17, and this was after the sexual assault.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousins then came to come pick me up the morning. I don't even know how they knew about it. I think because we were all family friends, and I think somehow someone told them back. And it was so strange to me because when we went into the car, they put on this song, and I guess they call it self dropping word on me. Like one man alone I push him up in here, like one of being a man song. To me, that was just bullying and it was childish, so I ignored it. So my mom called all of them and them all come over there and cursed me out and called me a whore. All of them, she, her sister, and these are women that all had babies at 15 years old. Women who all has multiple baby fathers had like literally tearing me apart, tearing me to shreds, like you a whore, you this, you that. And that was really traumatic for to me, and like because of that, I don't know what it is, but that really made me standoffish to that aunt and those cousins, and it really was. It's sad because those are the cousins that brought me to America, and I don't know what my mom probably told them about me or what they, like, I don't know, but to me that was what, like, I don't want to deal with you guys ever again, like, okay, we could be friends, but that was it. um she would tell me in the morning sometimes that, like, I better stay out the bathroom because her man job is more important than my school. And he would be like spiteful, like I used to feel so uncomfortable, like, cause like, let's just say if you took a shower, the place was really really small, really really small. So if I bathed, you would see him run come in the bathroom as he hear like the shower stop to come try. Like, he wouldn't even give you a chance to try to put on, like, just a little perverty thing. It was just horrible living in there. So my sister came 2 years later, and we still was in the efficiency, and devil one bring devil two. Devil one bring devil two, literally. And it's the two of them, the two of them against me. So, and I believe the same thing that happened to my sister. Happened to me. It happened to my sister. She'll never talk because she's very secretive, very very secretive, and I just think she went along with it because she's not as strong as I am. Like, like me, I took the abuse. All these abusive things. She's not gonna go through that. So she probably went along with it, but I wouldn't. So my sister came, the same thing. We were still in that efficiency. It's a very tiny place. So bought the couch out and brought a throw couch. Like a futon. I don't know if you know what a futon is. It's like a couch and you pull it down and come back up. So like a year later we ended up moving out, but we moved to a 2 bedroom room apartment. So my mom was like really a disturbed individual, mental illness, because she would tell me she had a disabled daughter, and I studied her, like, a lot. She gave me such mental illness. She would come to me and tell me stories like how my dad raped her disabled daughter, and like when she took me to go visit her sister. But I don't think, sometimes I don't even think she think that she didn't actually think that I was smarter than her, because her stories, I'm like, that's a lie, because this disabled daughter died before I was born, so there's no way that could have happened. And I'm like, and even if you saw my dad doing that, you left two galloping upon him. I'm like, you're not trying to make him look bad, but you're making yourself look bad. And then she even went as far to tell me that my dad hit her daughter and killed her daughter, and her daughter told her that. But my mom, she's the type of person, she confesses. So she hit her daughter and killed her daughter. The daughter was disabled and she wanted to come to America, Anyways, so that's the type of person. She had no boundaries. She would tell me about the sex between me and between her and my dad. She tried to manipulate me into saying my dad raped me because of what she did, like,
I'm
daily.
curious. So you never ever told anybody about this
Nobody.
abuse by her husband?
Never, 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 because all of them were bullying me. I didn't know who to trust. My father, I did not know who to trust. And if I went to school, remember, I didn't have no papers. I didn't know what to do, because if I'm like, I'm gonna end up right back to Jamaica, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody until I was 21 years old, and that person was my husband. I didn't tell nobody. I didn't tell nobody. I bottled with that all in my ears, and these are the things she would tell me. She tried to bully me into a lie, but so my sister started to play my mom and I against each other. But I never suspected, because my mom would talk about me to her, like, and she would come back and tell me. But she's just doing that because she know, like, I'm gonna react, just so she could get a thing out, a rise out of me. So
like for example, one day my mom told her that I called my aunt in Fort Lauderdale to talk about her because she was very paranoid because of what she did because of the rape. She just had to call and she had to check and try to make sure I look bad to everybody. So she said, I called this aunt and I was talking back to her. So my sister came back and said to me, it's like, why did you go call this lady and was talking about her? I'm like, what? No, I didn't. So when I went home, I was like, why did you tell, like, why did that lady tell you that? I didn't say this, but this is how she manipulate and triangulate people against, because she's saying this, and here I am. I'm going to think my auntie is saying these lies about me when nothing didn't go like that. So I was like, no, I'm going to call my aunt. I'm going to call my aunt. So I'm going to call her, my metro call my aunt, and she grabbed the phone to my aunt. And she's going to tell my sister, wait, tell her that, I want to lie, I'm tell her you chat too much. A little lie. You was just you calling me everything but a child of God, saying that I was talking about you. That's how disturbed these people were. Disturbed. Um, it's so much. Hold on. That's a more form of gaslighting. 1 second. I'm looking through my notes. Okay. 1 second. I'm looking through my notes. Okay, so this was a little bit before my cousin. This was also a traumatic event before my sister came. This was the December 2007. My sister came January 2008. So I had a cousin from Jamaica, a paternal cousin. This is from the same aunt I was telling about in Fort Lauderdale. This is her daughter. So she came and she was supposed to get like a job. And my stepfather was like, yeah, your mommy can come stay. And I'm like, where's she gonna stay? I'm like already on the couch. It's her efficiency, that little room. Like, where are you going to stay at? I'm not going to sleep on the bed with you guys. So she's like, yeah, that's what you're going to have to do. So, oh God. That night on the bed, this lady and this man have sex while I was there on the bed in front of me. They closed the door and have sex right there in front of me. I was 16 years old. When I tell you, I just wanted to kill myself. Like, I wanted to just, the world to swallow me, because I'm like, why is she doing this? Like, why are you doing this?
All right, so what I want you to do right now, Carla, is I want you to, before I open the phone lines, I want you to tell me, because you started off with what you went through with your father. That's how you started off, and then you led into what happened with your mother and her husband. I need to know if there is a relationship now between you, your father, and you and your mother. Is there any form of relationship between you and them right now?
My mother, no, and never will be. She's too abusive. My father, yes. I send him money every single week. In spite of what he said that I would never help him, I take care of him every single week. I send him money.
Did you ever tell your father about what happened to you under your mother's care?
I did, and he felt guilty, but we talked about it, and I told him that I didn't trust him, and he felt terrible that, because like I said, he was abusive, but my dad would never let nothing like that happen to me, ever let nothing like that happen to me. But I didn't trust him, and he called her and told her that he was going to kill her and her boyfriend whenever he see them.
At what age did you leave from your mother's house?
22 years old when I got engaged, my fiance. So I suffered in that house for 8 years. 22 years of abuse.
Does your husband know about this situation that you went through?
He was the first person I told. My husband's a veteran, and my husband saw a lot of signs of post-traumatic stress in me. My husband's like, babe, you have post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm like, no, I don't. But my husband, like, now I'm on medication. It's that severe. You see how I cry if I don't take my medication. Like, I might kill myself. It's that bad.
Did you ever went to see a psychologist about this?
I still do see a psychologist because I got deep traumatic issues. I got deep issues, but school helped me a lot. I got my associates, and I have like a couple more months on my bachelor's. I'm getting my bachelor's in social work because I want to help children who went through the same as me. But, but school helps a lot because I forgive all of them. I understand like the generational trauma and the curse and if my mom could have did that to me, somebody must have done it to her. Like, I forgive them, but I won't let her back in my life. But I forgive them. I can't harbor no hate for nobody. That's not me, but I can't be around them because it's too triggering. Like, if I see my family, I just burst out into tears. I can't do it.
How long have you been in therapy?
2 years.
And do you feel like you're seeing any progress?
Yeah, I'm happy now. I'm better. I'm happy because I told you I'm on medication now. I've been on the medication for 2 years. I don't react to certain things anymore because I don't speak to my sister anymore. I don't have any contact with her. And she tried to reach out to my mother-in-law the other day saying, asking if, someone called me and said my husband was in jail. But she was just doing that thinking I was going to react. And that alone proved to me, like, I didn't even react. I was like, okay, like, whatever she thinks, like, if she wanted to know, if, after everything I've done for her, she lived in my house for 2 years, bills free, and, if she had to go around to my mother-in-law and ask that question, that's fine.
How long have you been married now?
8 years. I've been married since I was 22. I'm 30 now. And I'm on my own. Alone in America. I don't have any family. I don't have anybody. It's just me and my husband and we got 2 boys and both of them are autistic. I don't have anybody. I don't have any family. I never had any family.
Is your husband supportive of you with everything that's going on?
Oh yeah, he's the best. Like, God, like when I tell you, God put people in my life, because the way my husband came into my life, he came like 2 years after I graduated high school. How it worked out, and she even tried to break that up. It didn't work. He's the first person I told about the rape because nobody cared. Like, when I tried to tell my family, nobody cared. And when I went on the internet, they said, I'm bringing down the family. I'm disgracing the family. And that's when I nicely just exit, because the rapist was coming to the dinner and they were saying that I was ungrateful and all of this, and I'm like, no, I'm not ungrateful. That man raped me, and I don't want to be around him. And they know my mother is abusive. Another cousin came and he was like, yeah, I believe you. And he was like, your mom is abusive. She used to abuse me. Hell, she killed her daughter. Nobody don't want to listen. She's abused. She's crazy. That lady she shouldn't even own a dog. That lady's abusive. She's deranged. But they say I'm bringing down the family. So I just, I just leave them alone, and I just stay by myself and my kids, and I'll continue, them and their family could stay. And the rapist.
I'm going to open the phone line just in case anyone wants to say a few words to this caller. Just a word of encouragement if anyone wants to. Right now, the phone line is open, 876-420-3368. I'm quite sure the caller would appreciate, any bit of encouragement that you could give her. She has explained that her husband is there for her. However, he is her strength. And it's good when you have someone in your corner that can really be there for you after you've went through so much trauma in your life, and that is what her husband is doing. That is what her husband is doing. Carla, I know it's not an easy one. From the beginning, from you started telling me about it, I know it was not. It would not be easy for you to talk about without getting emotional. You know. But I
Yeah.
want to say to you, just continue pushing on, continue holding firm, continue being strong, and don't let anything get you down. Don't let it stop you from being the great person you're supposed to be. Because I'm quite sure you're here for a reason, for a purpose, correct?
Yeah. If I survived all of that.
Exactly. Let's listen to what the callers have to say. Caller, good night. You're live.
Hello, good night. Unstoppable, believe me. Me a listening from she just started the one at a time. Me get madam put on the phone. Me get madam put on the phone and so me can't listen. You can't even see the text on my right and one question. Your father, wow, trust me.
She can hear you,
Break me
Go
down.
ahead.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
It break me down. Mommy, it break me down. It break me down. But one thing, one encouragement me can give, me can tell you, say, just, it's not that you're gonna forget everything, but just let it go. Everybody will do your
Yeah.
things, your sister, your mother, everybody. You just let it go. Just let it go. Face them, face it, let it go. You understand? And I don't know if you can find a church, find a church.
Oh yeah, I
Find a
do go to
church.
church. I believe in God.
Yeah, go at the altar. Go at the altar and give it all to him. Give it all to him. And that's done. I feel cry. I feel in everything. I feel. Trust me.
All right, caller. Thank you
But
so much for sharing. I appreciate it. All right.
okay.
All right. Let's take another call. Caller, good night. You're live.
Yo, night.
Welcome, brother.
Alright. I'm good and unstoppable. Is the lady there? She
Yeah,
can hear
man.
me, right?
Yeah, man. She can hear you.
Uh, alright, so Miss, I don't know anything, but what I can say is I too was raped, right? And unstoppable know about this because I would have shared with him before. Um it's one of the hardest thing to forgive, right? And by going through therapy and counseling, and then not only because therapy and counseling is like the physical part of life, but you want to
Mm.
have a spiritual connection with God, right? So you're having
Yeah.
a spiritual and a personal connection with God now. You basically, what I had to do was the first thing me have to forgive myself first. And forgiving myself first was also hard for me because when me I go through therapy and counseling and them at tell me say some things are my fault and some things are this and me should do this. Like me could have fathom what they mean by me need to forgive myself. But then when I go through reflection and all of them things, I
Yeah.
realize that oh, some of what happened, it was because of me. So the first thing I had to forgive myself, I have to forgive those who hurt me. Yes, me no wish bad for them, but me just don't want them in my eyesight. And if you go forgive yourself and believe and trust in God and start love God now, so you can love these people from afar. You can heal them from afar,
Yes.
but you just don't want to have nothing to do with them. So
Yes.
my encouragement to you is miss just stay steadfast and pray and trust me. Even though you come here and your story, um, we giving you encouragement is one, but if you don't really decide, mommy, that you're going to find the time to forgive yourself, and because when they hear people say, "Oh, you have to cry," and them something, they're foolishness. If you have to cry, you just have to cry. If you have to let it out, you just have to let it out. But at the end of the day, you just want to know you're in a right place with God, so that He can help you to forgive yourself. And while He might help you forgive yourself, He can forgive other people. And yes, we know it hard, it hard, it very, very hard.
But Carla,
But you have to just
me have to
remember,
ask, me have to interject for a second though. When you say
yeah,
forgive,
sure.
she needs to forgive herself of what though? What is it that
No
she
man,
needs to
forgive yourself
forgive?
meaning, all right, meaning that like I learned this in therapy and it probably sound weird, but in therapy them teach me say forgive because a lot lot of times when they go through things like this unstoppable, they get angry and them something there. And like you eat, and worse when they see the person, you just tick you off, you want to do them something negative. So you want forgive
I know
yourself
like
for
what you
not being
mean.
so angry.
Uh,
Right. So you know what? I don't forget what we mean unstoppable. I'm not sure if I'm even making sense fully,
It's like you
but
have so much anger when you get molested
Right,
or
but
raped. You
right,
feel like you did something like, oh, I could have stopped it.
right,
Or you
right,
but
really
see,
don't, you gotta you really gotta understand that really wasn't your fault. I don't
exactly
think
my
it's
point.
forgive.
So
You just
I
have to understand that it's not your
exactly
fault.
that's what that I
right,
think. Right. So that's what
right.
me I said, my
Okay.
brother. I think you have to put it the right way. It's not forgive yourself. You have
Oh,
to accept that it's
mm,
not your fault. Right? You have to understand that it's
right.
not your
And
fault.
see
It's
me, I
not
learn.
forgiving yourself. Right?
See me,
Because
even I learn while my years too.
right. So because you didn't do anything
Mm-hmm.
wrong for you to forgive yourself for, you understand? Yeah, you have to just have to accept that, hey, this was not my fault. I did nothing wrong for these people to victimize me. So I'm not going to blame myself. There is nothing for me to forgive myself for. There's nothing for you, my brother, that this happened to forgive
Mm-hmm.
yourself for. So any therapist tell you that, my brother, that therapist they need for losing license because he don't know what I'm talking about, right? Because right then and there,
Yeah.
that would seem like that therapist are trying to blame you for what happening, which it should not be like that, right? You should never
Mm-hmm.
blame the victim for being victimized. All right. Bless up yourself, my family. Thanks
Yeah.
for calling. All right.
Yeah, man. I miss just continue doing what you're doing and just stay strong and positive always.
All right, my
Thank
brother.
you.
Big
All
up.
right.
All right. So the phone line is open again. 876-420-3368. Sometime I forget my one number. 420-3368. All right, is the number to call in via WhatsApp. All right. What would you like to say to this caller tonight? Let's give her a positive word. You know, she's doing much better now, right? She is doing much better now from her situation. She is happily married. She has 2 kids, and you know she's living her life. However, this trauma is still affecting her. Caller, good night. You're alive.
Hi everybody, Unstoppable Wanton.
All is well, you know.
Caller, at some point in your story I had to walk away. I literally had to walk away. But listen, you're stronger than you think. For you to actually speak through and go through and tell us your story of what you've been through and actually stay the whole. At one point, I thought you were just going to end the call, but you did it. You did it. You're stronger than you think. And for you to
Yes.
go to school to try and better kids, when them thoughts come in your head to suicide, just think of your job is on earth is not done yet, right? Because there's somebody
Okay.
out there that you have to help. You understand? And for that to happen to you, and for you to be here today talking about it, right? And then you're going to school to help other kids. Your job is not done, honey. Don't end your life. Don't end your life. You understand? If you've been
Yes.
through that as a child and you're an adult now and you're still alive, it
Yeah.
hurt. Time heals wound. You understand? Time heals wound. And nobody can tell you when, not even a therapist can tell you when to get over it. Whenever you're good and ready to get over it is when you'll get over it, right? But trust me, there's a job on earth for you. You've been through Desert Storm. You've been through Desert Storm. And even though you've been through it, you're now married, right? You're
Yeah.
married. You have children. And when you see them dark days, just think about the joy that you bring to your family, right? The joy that is
Yeah.
going to bring for you to sit down there and to counsel other kids who've been where you've been. And that right there
Yes.
should uplift your spirit. Okay?
Thank
You
you.
can cry if you want to cry, bawl if you want to bawl. But at the end of those tears, you have to dry it. You got to stand firm. You got to hold your head up. And you have to make sure you see the people them that put you down and have you to the point where you are.
Yes.
Don't make them don't give them no more laughter. Because at the end of the day, you're a survivor and you're still surviving and you're still striving. And don't make nobody take that from you. You understand?
Okay.
Big up yourself. Wipe your tears. It's all
Thank
right.
you.
It's
All
it's
right,
it's all
Carla.
right. Big up yourself here.
Thank you so much.
Unstoppable.
Thank you.
All right.
Carla, good night. You're live.
Hi, I just wanted to call in and make comments on tonight's show. Um, I was thinking that possibly she should still be able to report her mother. Her mother needs to be reported. If there is no recourse for that, she still needs to be exposed for who she is. That is very low of a mother to expose her daughter to her man and to have her daughter have perform sexual acts on her
Mm-hmm.
husband. I would definitely go ahead and seek out some type of judicial uh, type of uh, consultation
I don't want to
because
do
I
that
wouldn't support
because
her.
it's too hard. They're gonna deny, and they get in their karma. Trust me. My mom been here for years, and she's still legal.
Oh, but
Yeah, I don't
still,
want
it,
to,
it, I
because
mean,
they're
I
going
would
to
lie
lie
there
and
and say,
deny. When I did bring it up to her and I confronted her, she threw in my face, like, your father raped you and you had an abortion. That same lie. So my husband was like, what? What does that have to do with anything?
Hmm.
but I'm just suggesting that only because it's totally up
Mm,
to you. I'm just suggesting it only
mm,
because when you said that you had these sexual diseases or whatever that you
mm.
contracted, those could be forms of proof also. But I personally don't think an adult should be walking around when they have abused the child sexually and have a clear and free conscience of knowing that they have their freedom to do someone else's child. No telling who visits her that have children
Mm.
that her husband could be peeping at this point in time. I'm just saying do it only because that could protect someone else in harm's way of these two individuals. And I really, really feel bad for what you went through. Let it go. Of course, I would think let it go because you're blessed. You have your family. You're living the best life that you want to live today, and let it go. But in the meantime, I will definitely put expose them and move on with your life. But they need to be exposed.
Yes.
Anytime is sexually abused, keeping it, and that's the issue today. People keep that hidden, and now we're being exposed to these people coming out with sexual abuse. As long as it's kept shut and quiet, it's going to keep going. It's going to be like a snowball effect. It's a slippery slope. The next thing's going to happen, the next thing's going to happen. It's going to keep going on and on. It needs to stop at some point. And when if I knew it was in my family, I would tell. If I had nothing else to say or to do with them, I would still tell. I'll expose them. That's on them. That's the detective's work for them to figure it out. But I would not sit quiet about it because that was just that ruined your mental. It's dysfunctional. It's mental dysfunction, a mental disorder that she's carrying in that guy. So therefore, I would just expose it to relieve some issues or pressure off of you, and you continue
No,
to
I'm
do
over it.
as
Everybody keeps saying that to me, so I'm really doing better. That's why I said that's just for me. It's not worth it. I'm stronger than that. My karma will come true, and I think they're investigating for sexual abuse. I just don't want to put myself through that. And I understand what you're saying, but you can't say try to say I'm gonna let that happen to another child, because you also got to think about my perspective. That was I kept that in me until I was 21 years old. I'm not ready to face that yet. I'm good where I'm at, and
I'm focused on raising my children. That's too much to do right now. I put it out on the internet. My family knows, everybody knows, but I'm not going to the police. I just can't do that right now because if I do that, I believe my mom should go down also, and my family is going to back her. Because you're gonna only want him to go, and I believe both of them should go to prison.
Of course, she coerced it.
Yeah, but my family's not gonna go for that, and they're all gonna hate me, and it's gonna be a big drag. So, I just rather leave it
Is that gonna
alone.
change anything? Don't they?
Yeah.
Didn't they mistreat you anyway? They ain't gonna change. So what should you care?
I do understand where she's coming from, though, Carla. I do understand where she's coming from.
Because
and
it's
her
triggering.
position.
I understand what you're saying, but these people were abusing me since I was younger. So even when I see my family, I'm not even on social media because I would just burst out into tears. It's triggering because imagine being bullied for your entire life, and when you finally tell them that, well, I was getting raped, and nobody cared, nobody said anything. When you finally expose everybody on the internet, they all turned around and said, I'm bringing out the family. I'm acting like I'm better than them, or nobody cared.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cared. None of them even called me. They all got together and called me. Nobody called me. To this day, not one person in my family called me. One cousin called and told me that he believed me because my mom was abusive. So I just stay away from them.
All right, Carla, thank you for calling. Let me take another call, okay?
Okay, great. Have
Good night. All right, Carla, you're the last caller I'm accepting for the night. Good night. Go ahead.
Good night. I'm listening to the caller and I feel her pain. The story is so painful and all of that. But what I want to say to her is this: there is purpose in her pain. There's purpose in her pain, and going forward, my advice to her is to forgive them for what they have done to you. There is a God who sits high and looks low, and he sees everything, and you don't have to seek revenge after them. So you just take your energy and focus it on your marriage, focus it on your children, focus it on healing you and getting past this, so that you can actually zero in on what your purpose is, because you clearly have a purpose, because the enemy won't come after you that hard. Okay? So what I'm saying to you tonight, yes. So, deep down, dig deep down inside of you and find that purpose, and, make the enemy lose again. All right?
Thank you so
night,
much.
and, we love you.
Thank you for
Good
calling.
night, Unstoppable.
Blessings. All right, Unstoppable family. We're at the end of the program. Carla, I want to say thank you so much for sharing, because, like I said, even though sharing opened your wound a bit and caused you to shed a little bit of tears, but as one caller said earlier, if you feel like crying, cry. If you feel like screaming, scream. Let it out. No hold it in. You understand? Eventually, the tears will dry up, Eventually, the screaming are going to stop, because with each tear you let out, you get a little bit stronger. And as you yourself mentioned, you're doing much better now from before. You understand? So I want to say thank you so much for sharing tonight, because with you sharing, right, it is encouraging another person who is staying quiet to come out and speak up, right? And the more people speak up, it's the more confident they're going to get. You understand that, hey, I can talk about this. I don't have to bury it deep down inside me anymore. So I want to thank you once again, and we're going to keep in touch. All right. Thank you so much. And I commend your husband. Big him up for me. You understand? And, man, make sure, I wish I could have tell him myself, if I make sure, say him continue to stay in your corner and be that rock that you need him to be. All right. Good night to you. And once again, thank you so much. All right.
Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.
Blessings. All right. It's Diversity Boo over there on Instagram. You need for WhatsApp me. All right. I see your message. You need to send me a WhatsApp. All right. The number is 876-420-3368. Just WhatsApp me and say your name, and I'll recognize who you are. All right. Just shoot me a one WhatsApp message once the live ends. It's diversity. All right. Now, like I always say, Unstoppable family, if you're out there, if you have a situation that you went through at some point in your life, it could be something that happened 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, something that happened yesterday, and you want to get it off your chest, that is what this platform is for, right? You can reach out 876-420-3368 and just simply say, Unstoppable, I would like to share, right? Once you send that message, I will definitely respond and give you a call back. All right. Even if I'm not call you back right away, just know that I will be giving you a call. All you need to do is send a WhatsApp message and say, Unstoppable, I would like to share, and I will give you a call. Because everybody needs somebody to talk to. Some of us here, we want to talk to somebody, but we just don't know who to talk to, because we can't even talk to our own family members. Some people we have what we call best friends, we can't even talk to them because you tell them certain things and them take it tell you. You don't have to worry about that on this platform. You will never be ridiculed. You will never be cursed. You will never be you can always be assured that on this platform you can share and be comfortable sharing. All right? I'm seeing some activity in the comment section. Let me see what I go on over here so and see who forget black. Let me check and see what I go on over here. So somebody look like somebody is getting. Let's see what I go on. All right, moderators on YouTube, just keep up with what I go on in the comment section for me, because I think the conversation kind of fly past me a little bit. Me catch it at the end. But if something was going on, just keep up with what I go on for me, all right? Instagram, big up on yourself. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys Wednesday for the next show, all right? So bless up and make sure, if you're not follow. If you're not share out the show at night time, start share it out, all right? Bless up Instagram. All right, YouTube family, here we go on now. Here we go on now. I'm going to make sure I end this properly. All right, good. So it's just YouTube and Facebook we are dealing with right now. Amira, I miss it, man. I don't see how I go on, but my eyes gluing at the comment section right now. We catch up if something kick up again. All right, now. Listen, before I wrap up, I done gone 43 minutes over time, right? The show is only supposed to be an hour long, and I'm gone 43 minutes over time. But before I wrap up, I want to say this. There are so many persons out there in this world that has been through trauma. So many persons out there that's hurting right now because of something that they went through. Andrea, thank you for that cash app that just came in. I appreciate it, Andrea. And sometimes all we need to do is lend a listening ear to people. Sometimes all you need to do is just listen to somebody. Don't have too much to say. Just listen, because sometimes that is all somebody need. Is just for you to listen to them. Them no want you butt in. Them no want you give her input. Them no want you say your fault. Them no want you tell them what caused it. They just want you to listen sometimes. So if you're out there right now and you're hearing these words that I'm uttering, if you're out there and you're hearing these words that I'm uttering, and you can be that listening ear for somebody, be that ear. I've shared this story several times on this platform when persons ask,'Unstoppable, why did you decide to start this program?' I've shared it before and I'm going to share it again. This program was started all by accident. All by accident is how this show right here got started. Several years ago, there was a rape and killing in a ghetto community in Jamaica of a young girl. I think she was 13 or 14. And the day when she got raped, they burnt the lower part of her body. Most of you may remember that story. After them rape her, them burn the lower part of her body. And when I heard about it, I didn't know the young girl, but I got so heated and upset about it that I just wanted to vent. I turned on my camera, pick up my phone, turn on my camera, and I came live to YouTube. And I just was venting. I had no idea who I was talking to, had no idea who was listening. And I probably at the time didn't even care who was listening. But I just needed to vent. And YouTube was my outlet. I sat down, I'm a vent, I'm a cuss, I'm a talk about it for 2 whole hours. And the venting led from me cussing about the young girl's life that was taken and then that was raped and her life taken. It led from that into me talking about the value of life. It went from me cursing to me talking about the value of life. After that live stream ended, I got a phone call. And I pick up the phone call and the young lady said to me, at the time, my channel's name was not Unstoppable. My channel's name was not Unstoppable at the time. I pick up the phone call and the young lady called my channel name that it was at the time. And she says, sir, you have no idea what you do to me tonight. I'm going to say, what you mean? Because bear in mind, I don't know who this person is, you know. But because I was giving out my number the night on the live where persons could call in, she got it and she called me and she said, sir, you have no idea what you do for me tonight. I said, what you mean? She said, sir, you saved my life. I'm going to say, what you mean by that? Talk to me. She said, when you started your live, I don't know why I even pick my phone up. But when you started your live, I had my phone in my hand and I was on my way to go and end my life. And I heard a ping coming on my phone. I'm a press on the phone, I'm look on it and it was you. And I sat down on the edge of my bed from you start talking. And I did not move from that position on the edge of my bed that I sat down from your start until you finish. And I'm still sitting here talking to you right now, sir. And you made me change my mind from killing myself. That young lady, and I will not disclose who she is, that young lady from that very night is still very much active on my channel from then to now. She is still very much active on my show from then to now. Simply meaning she no kill herself. She's still here. And what that showed me that night was that I didn't know who I was talking to. I didn't know who needed to hear me venting in the way I was venting that night. I didn't know who was going to be receiving whatever message was in the conversation that I was putting out that night. But that message was for her. And the message was delivered so that she could still be here today. So I'm sharing with you this once again, Unstoppable Family, so that you can understand that sometimes we think that, all right, you know what, I went through something and I'm my business, so I'm going to keep it to myself. No. You need to understand that what you went through can save somebody else's life, because somebody out there probably need to hear what you went through to motivate them to be stronger. Your situation can empower somebody else going through a similar situation. When that young lady told me that night, I realized how powerful a platform like this is. How needed a platform like this is. And since this platform, I've seen others. There are other talk show programs like this where people share their experiences, their situations. Now, whether they were before me or after me, I can't say. But I've seen others since I've started my program. And platforms like these are needed. Not everybody can afford to go to a psychologist or a therapist. Not everybody can afford it. So to have a program where a person going through something can call in and just let it off without laying back on a couch and paying $200 and $300 and $400 for an hour is good. And knowing that real people like you is listening and will call in and give some advice or a positive word, and you know that it's genuine because they are not being paid to tell you this. It's good. It's needed. Unstoppable Family, listen. Some of the things that I listened to over the years on this program, it hurt me. It cut me deep. I am human. I have feelings. I have emotions. And sometimes some people say, Unstoppable, how you do it? How you sleep at night hearing the things that you hear, listening to the things that you listen to. I have to. Because I have to be the strong one to be able to listen to these things for people who wants someone to listen or needs someone to listen. All right. There is Tapas sending out the loader, and Tapas says calling out all the therapists to offer their supports. Yeah, I mean, if you're out there and you're listening, we all know that it's not cheap and it's not free. We know that. But we know sometimes some therapists, they write you up on the show and listen. And I'm talking about professional therapists that's licensed. Sometimes you can help a lending hand. You can give a lending hand. Yeah. You can give a lending hand sometimes for those who need it. It shouldn't always be the dollar sign. You know, we know you pay a whole heap of money for gas school fee and all of that. We know to get qualified. We know. But sometimes you can give a helping hand, you know, to somebody that needs it. I'm going to wrap up Unstoppable Family, but once again, I want to say thank you to everybody that's here. Thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight. Officials, me now say Unstoppable come off a live now and go on a yard. That's true. 2 hours now me there. Like me no live nowhere. So yeah, hear me people. Me I go wrap up. Me I go done. Me I go about my business before me na start run me again. Alright. And before Kizzy jump on my case. Me surprise Princess sharing a start for me. Big up to all of my moderators that has been here moderating the stream, showing support, showing some love. All of the people where you see in a blue, they are my moderators that I truly appreciate and love to the core. Alright. Terry Berry is rocking her badge. Debbie just signed up tonight. Thank you so much for rocking your badge, Debbie. I do appreciate you. Alright. Unstoppable family, have a blessed night. I will see you all on Wednesday night for another awesome, inspirational topic. Bless up.
Feel the music, 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 move your waistline, move your shoulders, feel the music, move your waistline, move your shoulders.
This music got me feeling like them way up high, sipping martinis and blue slushes with umbrellas up high. I like dancing, you like dancing? Put my feet up high, and I don't want the.
Before we left, it look like me no waga me yard, you know. Joe, before I leave, I have to do this. Before I leave, I have to do this. All right. We're all here and we know Lady B. We know Dr. Mia. We know Kissy. And we know all the content creators that's a part of the Unstoppable family over here. We know Things Jamaica. You know, all the content creators that are a part of the Unstoppable family. I am sending out a request right now that everybody please just go show some support to them now. Please and thanks. Just go show some support to them. Lady B needs the viewership. Kizzy needs the viewership. Dr. Mia needs the viewership. I know me alone need the viewership. Alright? By now, everybody that is here has subscribed to all these channels that I mentioned. But subscribing alone can't do it. Yes, they appreciate the subscription, but subscribing alone can't do it. When they go live, you need to click on and watch the live. When they post a video, you need to click on and give them that viewership because they need the watch hours. They need the watch time. Alright? Somebody just ask right now. The same support that you would give Unstoppable, I'm asking for them. Just give them the support. Help them to get to the watch hours that they need. Alright? All of the content creators that support me, let's show them the support. Alright? Magan again. Feel the music.
Feel the music. Feel the music. Feel the music.
Oh, and Candice, me love you too, darling. Love, 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 love you too.
Feel the music. Feel the music. Move your waistline. Move your shoulders. Feel the music. Move your waistline. Move your shoulders.
This music got me feeling like them way up high, sipping martinis and blue slushes with I like dancing, you